Good morning. I hope we're warmed up after our lovely dance routine warm-up. What we're going to do today is we're going to look at some gymnastics. Nice and simple, all we're going to look at is holding an individual balance. An individual balance is when we do something on our own. So we're looking for our body to be held still for 3 seconds. When we count, we can count 1 elephant, 2 elephant, 3 elephant. Now if you find 3 seconds is a little too easy, of course you can try and hold it for 5 seconds. Again, 1 elephant, 2 elephant, 3 elephant, 4 elephant, 5 elephant. Now when we're holding our balance, I want you to hold your body in that position with your arms and legs straight and tight. We want to squeeze those muscles. For a nice finish, we want to have pointed fingers and toes. Let's get started with Mr. Wilkinson, Miss Lauren, and Mr. Paul. Okay, good morning, boys and girls. I hope we're ready for some gymnastics to do our individual balances. Good morning, Mr. Paul. Are you ready?
Good morning. Yeah, I'm ready.
Good morning, Miss Lauren. Are we ready?
Good morning. Yes.
Good morning, Mr. Wilkinson. Are you ready?
Good morning, guys.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you different balances I want you to hold. So I'm looking for you to hold your body in this position without it moving. So you should be holding it still for 3 full seconds. When we count our seconds, we're going to count 1 elephant, 2 elephant, 3 elephant. Can you count them with me? Are you ready? 1 elephant, 2 elephant, 3 elephants. Now, of course, if you find that a little bit easy, you can try and hold it for 5 seconds. So we're going to count, let's try it together. 1 elephant, 2 elephant, 3 elephant, 4 elephant, and 5 elephant. Well done. So we're going to look for your arms and legs straight and tight. Let's squeeze those muscles. And nice pointed fingers and toes to finish. So we're going to start off really simple with the straight balance. So I want you to put your feet together. You're going to put your arms straight above your head. Reach it to the sky. Squeeze in your belly button, and we're going to hold it for 3 seconds. And count.
1 elephant, 2 elephant, 3 elephants.
Perfect. Okay, so for this one, you're going to turn to the side. Feet together, arms above your head, and we're going to lean forward. We're going to hold it for 1 elephant.
2 elephants, 3 elephants.
Okay, this one is called the chest pike. Now we're going to stand facing it forward again. Straight position. Instead of leaning forward like in the chest pike, what you're going to do is you're going to lean backwards into the arch. So slightly bend your back.
1 elephant, 2 elephant, 3 elephants.
Okay guys, how are we getting on out there?
Good.
Awesome.
Good. Are we finding it a little bit too easy?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, so what we're going to do then is we're going to increase it to 5 seconds. So I want you to hold your body still for 5 seconds. Make sure you're counting out nice and loud. Who can remind me, how do we count?
1 elephant, 2 elephants, 3 elephants, 4 elephants,
5 elephants. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to move on to the lunge straddle. So I want you to have your 2 feet together. You're going to take 1 big step forward with your left foot. Now I want you to put your hands straight up in the air. Remember those pointed fingers and pointed toes. And count.
1 elephant, 2 elephant, 3 elephants, 4 elephants, 5 elephants.
Okay, excellent. So we're going to move on to the tuck balance. The tuck, you want to bend your knees and squeeze those knees in together. Try to get your body nice and low with your back straight. And 1 elephant.
2 elephants, 3 elephants, 4 elephants, 5 elephants.
Excellent. So the squat balance is similar to the tuck. So we're going to bend our knees again, feet together. But instead of squeezing our knees, I want you to put your hands on the floor for me. Now, can you get your hands flat on the floor? This is going to increase the stretch. And 1 elephant.
2 elephants, 3 elephants, 4 elephants, 5 elephants.
Excellent. So our next individual balance is the straddle. So you're going to start 2 feet together again. You're going to take one big step sideways. So you want to have your feet shoulder width apart. You're then going to put your arms straight in the air, pointed fingers, and squeeze in that stomach. And we count
1 elephant, 2 elephant, 3 elephant, 4 elephants, 5 elephants.
Okay, excellent. So we're going to try some harder balances now by changing the level and how many body parts we're balancing on. At the minute, we're only really using one body part or 2. So we're using our feet and sometimes our hands. This time, we're going to combine them all together. So we're going to do 2 hands, 1 feet. So I want you to lie down on the floor, facing down. You're then going to lift your body up with your arms straight. Let's remember to keep those fingers and toes pointed. I want you to lift one of your legs up into the back, get it as straight as you can, and we're going to hold it for 1 elephant.
2 elephant, 3 elephant, 4 elephant, 5 elephant.
That's okay, Mr. Paul. If you fall, you can just get back up and try it again. Mr. Paul, if you're finding 5 seconds tough, let's just hold it for 3 seconds. Give it a go. 1 elephant, 2 elephant, 3 elephant. Excellent, Mr. Paul. So this time, we're going to do the exact same thing. I want you lying down on the floor. But only instead of lifting 1 foot, you're going to lift 1 hand in the air and have 2 feet on the ground.
1 elephant, 2 elephants, 3 elephants, 4 elephants, 5 elephants.
Excellent balancing. So we're going to make it even harder so our body might become a little bit unstable. You're going to have 1 hand and 1 foot on the ground, holding your body nice and still. Try this one for 3 seconds first. If you find it a little bit easy, then you can try for 5.
It's a bit harder.
Okay, let's give it a go. 1 elephant.
2 elephant, 3 elephant, 4 elephant, 5.
Well done. Don't worry if you find that one. That one is very difficult. Well done, Miss Lauren and Mr. Wilkinson. Mr. Paul, let's keep practicing those balances. If 3 seconds is a little bit long, let's just try it for 2. Miss Lauren and Mr. Wilkinson, if you want, if you're finding this very easy, you can increase to 7 seconds and even 10 seconds.
That's awesome.
Yep. So, okay, so now for the challenges. We're going to play Can You Beat the Teacher? I'm going to say a number, and that number is the amount of body parts I want you to balance on. So for example, if I say 3, I want you to balance on 3 body parts. That means that 3 different parts of your body, you can use your head, elbows, hands, feet, knees, bottom, to balance. Okay? So if I say 3, you might use 2 hands and 1 foot. Mr. Wilkinson, can you show me that one? So we have 2 hands, 1, 2, and then 1 foot. 3 body parts. Miss Lauren, can you show us a different balance for 2 hands, 1 foot? So Mr. Wilkinson was facing down. Miss Lauren could do the same balance, but only be facing upwards. So we have 2 hands, 1 foot. Excellent. And Mr. Paul, can you show us another body balance with 3 pieces on the floor? Very good, Mr. Paul. We have 2 hands, 1 knee. So as you can see from the demonstrations, we can face upwards, we can face downwards, you could face sideways. Okay, so I'm going to say a number, and the challenge is to think of a balance as quick as possible using the number of body parts. Okay, we're going to see which teacher can complete it the fastest. Now you're looking to hold the balance for 3 seconds. If you don't hold the balance for 3 seconds, you cannot win. Okay, so I'm going to say 4 body parts. 1 elephant.
2 elephants, 3 elephants.
Excellent, well done. Mr. Wilkinson, 1 point. Okay. One body part.
One elephant, two elephant, three elephant, three elephant, four elephant, five elephant.
Excellent, Miss Lauren. 1 point for Miss Lauren. Now let's remember, we need to have our straight legs, straight arms, nice tight muscles, pointed fingers and toes. Okay, 2 body parts.
One elephant, two elephant, three elephants, four elephant, five
Oh,
elephant.
well done, Mr. Wilkinson again. 2 points for Mr. Wilkinson.
Yes.
Okay, 6 body parts.
One elephant, two elephant, three elephants.
Well done, Mr. Paul. So we have 2 feet, 2 knees, and 2 hands. 3 body parts.
One
One elephant, two elephant, three elephants, four elephant, five elephants.
Oh, that was a tight one. Well done, Mr. Paul again.
Miss McKinley, do we order for 3 elephants or 5 elephants?
Let's just do 3 elephants.
What about 10?
If you want to challenge yourself, of course, you can hold it for 5 seconds or even 7 if you're finding this a little bit easy. Okay, let's do 4 more. So 4 body parts.
One elephant, two elephant, three elephants, four elephants, five elephants.
Well done. Excellent, Miss Lauren. So Mr. Wilkinson, how many points do you have?
I have 2 points.
Well done, Miss Lauren. How many points do you have?
2.
Well done, Mr. Paul. How many points do you have?
2 points.
Okay. Let's do 3 body parts.
One elephant, two elephant, three elephants, four elephants, five elephants.
I'm going to give that point to Mr. Paul because he had lovely straight legs and straight arms. Well done. So Mr. Paul's on 3. Let's do 7 body parts. Use your imagination.
One elephant, two elephant, three elephants, four elephants, five elephants.
Well done, Miss Lauren. Got in there just ahead of Mr. Paul. Let's have 2 body parts.
One elephant, two elephants, three elephants, four elephants, five elephants.
Mr. Wilkinson, how many body parts are you balancing on there?
That was 4 kids.
4. And what was the instruction?
It was 2.
So can Mr. Wilkinson win?
No.
No. So did you beat Mr. Wilkinson, boys and girls? I think so. Well done if you managed to get 2 body parts. Well done, Miss Lauren again. So Miss Lauren, how many points do you have?
4.
Mr. Paul, how many points do you have?
3.
Mr. Wilkinson?
2.
2. Okay, so this is the final one. We need Mr. Paul is going to need this point in order to tie with Miss Lauren. How many points do you have at home, guys? Have you beaten any of the teachers yet? Okay, the final round. Let's have 2 body parts.
One elephant, two elephant, three elephants, four elephants, five elephants.
Oh. Well done, Mr. Paul. So it is a tie between Mr. Paul and Miss Lauren. So we're going to do a tiebreaker. How many points do you have at home? Are you involved?
Awesome.
Have you got 4 points by beating one of the teachers? Mr. Wilkinson, you can still be in this game because this balance is going to be for 5 points.
Oh, wow.
If you beat the teacher, you're going to get 5 points. Make sure you add up at the end how many points you have. Okay. Let's do 5 body parts.
One
One elephant, two elephant, three elephants, four elephants, five elephants.
Unfortunately, Mr. Paul and Mr. Wilkinson, that is 7 body parts as you had 2 feet, 2 knees, 2 hands and 1 head. So well done, Miss Lauren.
Thank you.
Winner. Okay, so at home, can you think of any other balances that we haven't done yet? And give it a go and show us when we come back into school. Thank you, Mr. Paul.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Lauren.
Bye.
And thank you, Mr. Wilkinson.